Okay, welcome. We're going to start this evening in a seated position. So I have two blocks. I know everyone in this Zoom room has at least one block. I'm going to sit on one between my ankles for like a Virasana shape for two reasons. Number one, this is symmetrical and we're going to be here for a little bit of time. So it's my preference. Number two, we are going to work a little bit with thigh opening today. And this is a really gentle introduction to what it's going to feel like to get into the thighs. Good. And then when you get there, really on purpose, kind of snuggle your sits bones down, like settle into a seat, right? Pay attention to the force of gravity. And when it feels right to you, you can let the windows of the eyes flutter shut. Almost like gravity is affecting them as well. You've been breathing all day, as it turns out, but it feels energetically so different to tune in. And the shift in awareness by creating a sense of contact for me is enormous. So for you, if it makes sense, if you want to put a hand on the belly or a hand on your heart, or sometimes I even do a hand on the belly and a hand on the low back, just to give your sense this sense of yourself, this sense of moving in multi dimensions. Hi, Casey. And as you breathe, as you sense your own breath moving through you, filling you up, changing the shape of the torso, the energetic quality of within, bring your awareness, bring your focus to the exhalation, right? As you focus on the legs, let that heaviness get somewhat exaggerated. And then anytime you're ready, bring your hands from your torso, if they're there, just to the top of your head, to the crown of your head. And you don't have to really do anything. Actually, let your shoulders relax. Let the crown of your head rise up into the palms. So the bottom of you is still heavy, and the top of you is getting lighter. And the space between the top and the bottom, the meat of you is getting longer. And if it's not comfy for any reason to keep your hands on your head like this, you can release the hands, just feel their essence, this invitation to grow. And then let's all let the hands fall into the lap for a moment. The eyes can stay closed. Maybe just once or twice, really slowly, really kindly to your neck. Just roll the right ear over to the right shoulder. Let your chin drag through center, through the notch of your throat. Left ear over towards left shoulder, and then just reverse it. And you can start through center and let the left ear drop over towards the left shoulder. Roll the chin along the outline of your collarbone and then reverse. Chin down through center and all the way up. So the head is this extension of the neck. The next time you breathe in, don't rush. Float your fingertips off your thighs. Sweep the arms wide and up. Really activate through the fingertips. Feel your entire wingspan. Palms facing one another at the top. Don't let your shoulders hike up by your ears. Keep the arms wide. So just let them stay soft. And then as you exhale, flip the palms away from each other. Sweep the arms down, wide. Really activate through the fingertips. Let your palms or finger pads touch the earth. Inhale, arms rise. Sweep wide, wide, wide as the arms rise. Exhale, palms turn away from each other, float the arms down, maybe feel a little heat building up in the shoulder girdle area. Inhale, last time, arms to the sky. As you exhale, float the palms away from each other, pause when your arms are at shoulder height, and then sweep your right arm across the torso, hook the left elbow under the right arm. So you just have a little hook. And then just really gentle movements on your own. This is really nothing more than an exploration. Lift the left elbow so the shoulders, and the right shoulder is moving. The sensation is perhaps not subtle, even though the movement's subtle. You're just lifting and lowering your arm like a lever. You can pause any place along the way that feels quite nice. Breathe. And start to unhook the left arm, sweep the left fingertips wide of your left shin, reach the right arm to the right, and then arc the arm up and overhead. Nice side body stretch in the right. Dig your right sits bone down into the mat and reach through your right fingertips even further. Breathe in. Last breath in. As you exhale, look at your left hand, turn your chest towards the floor, and let your right hand come in line with the left hand. So this is a deep twist. I actually have to come up on fingertips here. And then again, dig your right sits bone into the mat, into the block. As you inhale, let your chest reach forward, almost like a cow spine. As you exhale, shift back into the block, round into the spine like a cat. One or two more just like that. Good. Right hand to right thigh, left hand to left thigh. Take an inhale, reach your chest forward, find a cow spine here. As you exhale, just push down into the thighs, cat spine here. One more inhale. And exhale. Inhale to neutral as the arms float up overhead. Exhale, arms to just neutral. Left arm reaches across the chest, hook the right elbow in front of the left arm. And that lever action again. So this feels great for me. And part of the way I can intensify it is isometric. So nothing's really moving in space. Using my right arm to pull the left arm closer and at the same time resisting the right arm by pushing the left arm away. So you can check out what feels right for you there. And then begin to release the right fingertips to the floor beyond your right shin. Left arm sweeps to the left and then a big arc up and overhead. Push into your left sits bone, draw the ribs in and down, reach through the fingertips even more, breathe. And then look down, spin the chest down, left fingertips and right fingertips to the floor, all the way over to the right. It's like a cat-cow. And we're almost done with our sitting. Left hand to left thigh, right hand to right thigh. Inhale, chest opens up. Exhale, push down and away with the thighs, round into the back. Inhale to neutral. From here, reach your arms forward. Plug your shoulders onto your back. So if you were lying down on the ground, your whole back body was touching the floor. And then just with your hands and your arms, actually, let's explore here. So let the whole arm move. Turn the fingertips wide away from each other like you are opening jars. And then turn the fingertips back in all the way as far in as they'll go. So internal rotation here. External rotation, thumbs start to point up, fingertips pan away. Turn the fingertips in as the thumbs roll down. And then fingertips point straight up towards the sky, middle fingers. Now, without moving anything, straighten and strengthen the arms. Think about that action of turning the thumbs up, but don't let the arms move. My arms are lit up, shaken. So we're going to play with this on the ground, right? It'll look kind of like table and plank pose. Shake out the arms. We just created a little bit of muscle memory. And then shift off the block, make your way to table. You can, I like to pat out the tops of the feet, pat, and then tuck the toes a little bit. Send the seat back. Okay, from table, palms down. Toes can be tucked or untucked, doesn't matter to me. Push down into the palms, and then that same isometric action. So think about the thumbs rolling up. So the eyes of the elbows kind of roll forward a little bit. My arms are lit up again. Stay here, breathe in. Go through a round of cat and cow with your arms really activated. Tilt the tailbone up, chest lifts, gaze can rise. As you exhale, curl the tailbone, gaze at the navel. Find neutral from here. And then step your left foot back, step your right foot back. Come to plank pose, take a breath. Same thing. Thumbs kind of spin towards the top of the mat without anything actually moving in space. Last breath, inhale. Exhale, lower slowly to the ground. Untuck your toes. Widen your fingertips way off the mat. Inhale, peel your chest to the sky. Let your left shoulder dip in towards midline. Look over the right tricep. Little stretch. Inhale through center. Exhale, right shoulder dips in. Gaze over the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, lengthen as you lower all the way to the ground. Slide your hands in at your low ribs. Zipper the inner thighs towards the midline. Roll your shoulders onto your back, and then let the elbows, notice where they are in space. Now, instead of pinning them in at your sides, keep them just as they are, and isometrically, right? Nothing moves in space. Think about widening them, like your hands are sliding away from you. And then from that place, lift your chest. Good. Exhale. Shift back to down dog right away, or make your way through child's pose on your way to downward facing dog. And move and breathe. And breathe and move. If you're in child's pose, come up through table on an inhale and shift back to down dog on an exhale. And with your hands reaching away from you, same action here. Think about sliding the thumbs towards the top edge of the mat. Look forward, please. Step just your right foot between your palms. Pause. Tent up on fingertips. Kick through your left heel. Draw your belly a little bit off your right thigh, and then squeeze your inner thighs towards the midline. So your right hip crease is moving back in space quite a bit. And then tilt your heart forward. As you exhale, step your left foot to meet your right foot. You're in a forward fold. You can grab your blocks if that was a time you'd like them. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins, find a flat back. Shoulders move away from the ears. Belly draws in. Exhale, fold. Knees can soften, that's fine. Inhale, rise to stand, arms to the sky. Let's keep it moving. Exhale, soften the knees as you hinge at the hips. Come right back into your fold. Let your head go at the bottom, neck soft. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your palms. Blocks are handy, perhaps. Step just your right foot back to a lunge. Same action we just did a moment ago. Belly comes off your left thigh. Kick through your right heel. Squeeze the inner thighs towards the midline. And then hands off blocks to the floor. Step back to down dog. Thumbs move isometrically without moving in space really towards the top of the mat. Inhale, ripple forward to plank. Exhale, any way you like, lower to the ground. Untuck your toes, baby cobra. Exhale, dog. The next time you inhale, step your left foot to the top of the mat. You can tent up on fingertips or grab your blocks. Kick through your right heel. Belly off your left thigh, squeeze inward. Step forward, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Let it go, fold forward. Rise to stand, arms to the sky. Keep moving, exhale, dive right back down. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands to blocks. This time, step your left foot back to lunge, kick through your left heel, belly off your right thigh, squeeze in. Ditch your blocks. This time, inhale, plank pose. Really activate your arms. Thumbs isometrically moving towards the top of the mat. Look forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come up for air. If these back bends are starting to feel great, feel free at any time to move into an up dog. Exhale, down dog. We're going to add big breath in. Open your mouth. Right foot steps forward, please. Inhale, crescent lunge. That's why we were kicking through that left heel. So think everything hugging towards the midline, that long midline. We're going to play with balance a little bit here. It's tricky. So your hands can absolutely stay on your hips if that helps you with where you are in space. Keep your right knee bent. Keep your hips level. Let your left knee bend a little bit. And then kick through your left heel to straighten the leg. Ooh, thigh stretch. Bend into the knee a little bit. Push up through the back of the leg to straighten the knee. One more. Soften the knee. Push up through the back of the thigh to straighten the leg. Arms to the sky. Stay here. Soft shoulders, soft jaw, big breath. As you exhale, float your hands to blocks. Take a breath and collect yourself. As you exhale, push your right leg straight. Tack your hips back. We'll move here. Inhale, bend into the knee. Send the heart forward. Exhale, straighten and shift back. 2 more breaths like that. Move at your pace. The next time you inhale, bend into your right knee. The next time you exhale, step your left foot to meet your right foot. Inhale, find a halfway lift, same. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise to stand, arms to the sky. Exhale, widen your arms to shoulder height. Cross your left thigh over your right thigh like eagle. And then hook your left elbow under your right elbow for a full eagle. Lift your elbows up. Plug your shoulders onto your back, sit a little lower, and then push your knees into one another. A little balance. Sit a little lower. Draw your belly in. It's okay if you're wobbling. All right. We'll do this one at a time. We'll come out the way we came in. Untangle the arms, let them widen, and then hands to heart center. Stand on your right leg, bring your left knee in. As you exhale, sail back. Straighten the left leg behind you. Let the toes find the back of the mat, arms to the sky, crescent lunge. We started here. Hands back to heart center. Pivot your left heel down. Straighten your right leg, pivot your right toes in. Left toes turn out to the back of the mat, widen your arms away from heart center, warrior 2. Breathe in. Inhale, push your left leg straight. As you exhale, just lean your left fingertips forward. Reach. Inhale, come back to center with the torso and the arms. Exhale, bend into your left knee. Inhale, push your left leg straight. Exhale, left fingertips reach. Your whole torso can go with you. Inhale, come back. Exhale, bend into the left knee. 2 more just like that. Reach. Come back, bend into the knee. Last one, inhale. Exhale, reach. Inhale, come back. Warrior 2 in the left leg. Sail up and back, reverse your warrior. Stay bent in the left leg this time. I usually straighten, but it should feel pretty good, that left side body stretch. Good. Cartwheel the hands down inside your left foot. And then walk towards the middle of the mat, straighten your left leg, turn the left toes in. Kind of wiggle around here. Let your head go, let your neck go, let your jaw go. Crawl to the top of the mat. Pivot both toes to face forward. Widen the right foot to the right. Soften the left knee down. Plant your left palm down on the ground. Now it's just one-handed this time, but imagine that action of the thumb sliding up. So the shoulder set onto the back. Bring your right hand onto your right thigh. Push the hand down into the thigh to take a twist here. Your shoulder's really safe. So eventually we'll work towards a kind of side plank action. This is the beginning of that. So it doesn't matter what the weight bearing is right now, you're creating muscle memory. So do it really mindfully here. Last breath, inhale, exhale. Set your right hand down. Rearrange the hands as needed. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. Right leg up and back to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. Now, as the weight changes, keep working on that like jar opening action. Keep your left knee tracking right over your second toe. Breathe in. And the right foot meets left foot. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, your iteration of vinyasa. We'll do the second side just like that. Left leg steps forward. Inhale your way up to a crescent lunge. Arms can keep reaching up towards the sky, or for balance's sake, or for proprioception, where you are in space, your hands can absolutely stay on your hips. The right knee will bend a little. And then think about pushing through the back of the right thigh to straighten the leg without changing anything else. Big thigh stretch. Soften the knee. Straighten the leg. 2 more. Last one. Now stay here in that fully activated shape. Soft shoulders, soft jaw, deep breath. One more big breath in. Exhale, float your hands down. Find blocks. Take an inhale to collect yourself. And then 5 times, push your left leg straight, send the hips back as you exhale. And inhale to breathe and bend into the knee, move the heart forward. I keep going. Last one, please. Inhale, bend into the knee. Exhale, push the leg straight. The next time you bend into the knee, pause there. Step your right foot to meet your left foot. Inhale, halfway lift from here. Exhale, let it go. Rise to stand, arms to the sky. Arms float to shoulder height. Right thigh hooks on top of left thigh, so you have an eagle wrap. Right arm under left arm. Elbows lift, shoulders plug onto the back. And then keep moving your right side body and your left side body to that side. So you're creating a lot of traction, like you're working through yourself. Last breath. Release the arms first. Sweep the arms up to heart center. Stand on your left leg, bring your right knee to hip height. Thread it back. And pass through a warrior 3 if you're feeling really stable. Right toes find the back of the mat. Arms to the sky for just a moment. And then hands to heart. We're pivoting right heel down, left leg straight, left toes in, right toes back, warrior 2. Straighten your right leg as you inhale. Reach your right fingertips forward. Let your torso follow. Feel the inner thigh stretch. Feel whatever you feel. Inhale back through center. Exhale, bend into the knee. Last one, inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Flip your right palm, sail up and back to a radiant warrior. Keep bending into your right knee as you reach up through your right fingertips. Exhale, hands cartwheel down inside your right foot. Pivot to a wide-legged forward fold. Let your head go, let your neck go, let your jaw go. Let your shoulders soften. Big breath in. Exhale, flubber the lips. Walk your way back to the top of the mat. Widen the left foot to the left. Soften the right knee down. Right hand setting up like it would for weight bearing, right? Plank pose action here. Think about opening a jar. So your shoulders getting set onto your back. So this is less about how strong you are and more just about the physics of weight bearing. Left hand to left thigh. And then twist. Push down and forward with the left hand into the left thigh. Soften the neck. Soften the jaw. Soften a little bit of the effort here. One last breath in and out. Release your left hand to the mat. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, send your left leg up and back to the sky. Down dog split, bend your knee, open your hip. This is a little more asymmetrical than we've been doing. Like continue that action of engaging the arms, thumbs asymmetrically spinning forward. Left foot comes down to meet the right foot. Inhale, ripple your way to a plank. And exhale, lower down to the ground. Untuck your toes, slide your forearms to the ground for Sphinx pose. And let your eyes close here. And just a couple cues. It's just a reminder that yoga has almost nothing to do with what the eye can see. It has to do with what's sensed, what's felt. And those are the real beginnings of shift. So even if I'm looking at you, I might not be able to see anything happening right now, but the power of your breath and the power of your focus, that's where this practice becomes transformational for everyone who comes to their mat. Push into your elbows, right? Nothing might look different. Just feel what happens when you push down. And then think about sliding your elbows towards your hip points. Let your neck soften. Take a big breath in. And then let it go. Come down onto a pillow that you've made with your hands. Rest on your right cheek. Feel your heartbeat. Rest your left cheek. Feel your heartbeat. Turn your head through center. Bring your inner thighs closer towards each other. And then bend your right knee. And release your right hand from your pillow shape. Reach for your right foot. Roll your right shoulder onto your back. So you're exposing a lot of your armpit area. Bend the elbow. Gently pull the heel in towards your sits bone. Flare through the toes and on purpose stay heavy on your right hip point. If you need more out of a thigh stretch from here, come back into that Sphinx position with your left forearm. If you're breathing deeply, if you're breathing smoothly, you're in the exact right place you need to be. Last breath in here. Slowly, gently, easily release the right foot. No rebound effect. Replace the right hand in pillow shape. And feel the difference for a moment side to side. And this is certainly a moment that no one could possibly see the tingling, the pulsing, the streaming that's coming out of your right leg, but you know it's there. Bend your left knee, reach your left hand for your left foot. Roll your left shoulder open. Bend the elbow. Heel kind of squeezes in towards the sits bone. And at the same time, you're heavying your left side body. Curl your tailbone down towards your right heel, just as best you can. It's an action, not an aesthetic. Just feel what that's like. One last very smooth breath here. Let your left foot go. Last moment here in a pillow shape. Release your forehead to the ground. Slide your hands in line with your upper ribs. Tuck your toes from here. Your knees can stay down. We're going to do a reverse of a push-up. So your knees can stay down. If you're feeling fiery, your knees can lift. Both of these options are wonderful. Roll your shoulders onto your back. Elbows don't have to pin in. Keep them tight by isometrically pushing them away. If your knees are lifting, fire up the legs, engage the belly. The next time you inhale, push all the way up to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Good. Right leg to the sky. Hug your hips tight. Both legs squeezing towards the midline. As you exhale, coil the knee towards the navel. And then gently set the shin down. Pivot the shin, pivot the shin out a little bit. Spin the left heel down. Right hand we're setting up at the end of this flow. We're going to do our side plank. Set it up, muscle memory, left fingertips to the sky as the right arm extraordinarily engages. And then just like you did a moment ago when you were on your belly, curl the tailbone toward your left heel. And then perhaps left arm arcs up and overhead. Good. Keep the arc going. Plant the left palm to the ground. Turn the left heel up. And then scoop the right knee in and up just towards the navel again. Exhale. Right leg up and back to the sky. Bend your knee. Open your hip. Knee to nose. Look forward. Step forward. Warrior two. Remember that lunge when we were using the back leg, pushing into the back of the thigh to straighten the leg even more? Do that here. Good. Straighten your right leg. Sail your right arm up and back, reverse your triangle pose. And then triangle, we go. Grab a block, because in a moment we're gonna take half moon pose and then you won't have to do a whole bunch of shuffling around. So right hand toward the block. Left arm can reach up. And practice even here. In a moment, you're gonna take this arm position in a weight bearing way. Keep the shoulder rolling onto the back. Yeah, good, Christopher. And then send your right sits bone toward the back of the mat, towards the left heel. Beautiful. Left hand to left hip. Look down, bend into your right knee. Walk your right hand forward. Walk your left foot forward a footprint. Right hand forward a handprint. Left foot forward or start to float it up. Play with your balance here. Your hip points stay open towards the long edge of your mat. Now, we just did some thigh stretching. So you have the option to take your left fingertips to the sky and really focus on rolling your right shoulder open, or bend your left knee, reach for your foot, squeeze the heel in towards the sits bone. And from here, because you're not limited by the ground, push your foot into your hand to really give yourself some space. Enormous opening here. Breathe into the space that you are making. That's the entire reason we practice these shapes. If you have your foot, start to let it go. Release your left foot long. Slowly start to bend into the right knee. Take a big step back. You'll land gracefully in warrior two, hopefully. And then we did the pivot in piecemeal earlier. You're going to do it in one smooth motion. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, warrior two, facing the back of the mat. Take a breath in. As you exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame your left foot. Spin up on the ball of the right foot. Right hand is your weight-bearing hand, side plank pose. The knee can stay down just like we did in that first shape. Tailbone is curling down towards the heel. Left arm is up. Your right hand is super engaged. That's how you're going to protect your wrist and your shoulder. Good. Breathe here. Arc the arm up and overhead. Look down. Left hand finds the mat. Plank pose, down dog or chaturanga, or the floor, you choose. We'll meet in downward facing dog. And then walk your hands to your feet. Roll your way up to stand. And turn to the right to come back to face forward. Arms rise. I was trying really hard to make that a fancy transition and I couldn't figure out a way to make it in a yoga way, so I wanted to do a dance for you. Arms rise. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to shins, find a flat back as you exhale. Hands to the mat, make your way back to downward facing dog any way you want. This will be our second to last vinyasa. So when we're facing the back of the mat, you'll have a final opportunity, but we're going to wind down in a moment. Okay, left leg to the sky. Knee comes in towards the belly. Set the shin down. Right heel spins down as the left shin comes out wide. Now set it up, right? You're reinforcing this muscle memory. Engage your left arm. You can feel the shoulder plug into the back when you do that. Right arm up. Curl your tailbone down. Arc the right arm up and overhead. You can start to look down. The arm will circle all the way down, find its way to the top of the mat, spin up onto the ball. The right foot, left knee hugs into the belly like a core plank. And exhale, send the leg up and back to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip. Breathe in. Breathe in to prepare. As you exhale, knee to nose step forward. Warrior two. Use the muscle in the back of your right thigh to straighten the leg even more. And then push your left leg straight, sail up and back. Oh, I engaged it so much I got a cramp. Left fingertips reach forward, 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 just like we did with that pulse. You're creating all the space, and you can grab a block here because we're gonna take it to half moon with us. So imagine the weight bearing action, right? You're just creating muscle memory. That's all you're doing. Right fingertips reach up. Lengthen your left side body as much as you're lengthening your right side body, and breathe into your left like gills. Last moment here. Right hand to right hip, look down. Soft bend in the left knee to walk the left hand forward a handprint. Right foot sneaks in a footprint. Left hand forward a handprint. Right foot sneaks in, and then maybe you're ready to balance. Use your left hand like plank. Right fingertips can float up, or you can bend into the knee and take a thigh stretch from here because you're not limited by the floor. Push your foot into your hand as much as you're using your hand to pull your foot in. Last breath, stay with it. Breathe into the space that you are creating. It can't be seen, but it can certainly be felt. Send your right leg long. Slowly make a transition back to warrior two. Be mindful. Be deliberate. Give yourself grace if you were less graceful than you imagined you would be. Inhale, arms rise, legs straighten, toes pivot. Exhale, warrior two to the back of the mat. Breathe in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down right away. Left hand is weight bearing, side plank setup. Good. Send your hips forward to curl your tailbone down. Keep your left hand active. That's your base of support. Arc your right arm up, over, look down, plant the right palm, come back to plank pose. Exhale, belly, chaturanga, down dog, child pose. You choose. Downward facing dog. When you're ready, walk your hands to meet your feet. Come to stand. Turn to the left to just face forward again. Now everyone do a dance. Arms rise. Come to your tippy toes. Bend your knees, lower your seat toward your heels, gracefully. Go slow, right? Really make this its own practice. Big toe ball mounds want to pop up so bad. Ooh, keep them down. When you get there, use your hands to bring yourself all the way down to a seat. Walk your feet in front of you ever so slightly, a foot or so. Hands come to the back of the mat, or hands come behind you. So fingertips can point in, or thumbs can point, fingertips can point towards the top of the mat, or thumbs can point towards the top of the mat for an upward facing table. Push into the feet, push into the hands, lift your hips, roll your shoulders onto your back, and then the action with the hands is the same here as it's been. And you'll notice that that gives you a little bit of a different sensation in the shoulders, maybe even in the biceps here. Let your head be soft. Push into your inner feet and your outer heels. Lift the hips a little higher. And then sit down. Extend your left leg long. Hug your right knee in, heel in. Cross your right ankle to outside the left thigh. Hug your right thigh with your left arm. Release your right fingertips behind you. Inhale, lift your chest. Lift the crown of your head. And exhale, twist. As you twist, Use the left arm to squeeze the right leg. And with the right leg, push against the left arm. Breathe here. Use your inhale to lengthen up through the crown of your head. Use your exhalation to find a little bit more depth in your twist. Last one here, inhale. Exhale, fullest expression of your twist. Come through center, just come through center. So you can lean back a little bit. Options here. With your left leg, you can come onto your left sits bone, bend the left knee, and kind of snuggle the right knee on top of the left knee so you have a Gomukhasana shape. If that's not working for you, cross-legged position, and you can fold forward so you're getting a beautiful hip opening on your right thigh. That's all I care about. It's a sensation, right hip opener. So Gomukhasana legs. Oh yeah. Or cross-legged position, fold forward wherever you are. Breathe. Start to let the effect of gravity sweep over you. Let the shoulders soften away from the ears. Let the hips settle down into the ground. Let your exhalations lengthen. Let's take 4 more breaths here. If you're folded forward, start to roll your way up to sit. Just lean back a little bit. Use your hands to help you free your right leg out to the right. So your left foot comes to the inside of the right leg. Turn to face your right leg, right toes point straight up towards the sky. Lift your chest, lift the crown of your head. And as you exhale, lead with your heart towards your toes, Janu Shirshasana. Janu's head. Or that's not true. Janu is knee, and Shirshana's head. And let it be really subtle here. Your right toes are active, so your inner right thigh is spinning down, but the subtlety comes with the extension of your heart towards your toes as you inhale, and a deeper hinging at the hip as you exhale. One more inhale. Good. Roll your way up. Send both legs straight out in front of you and just kind of wobble out the knees. Good. Keep your right leg straight. Bend your left knee, bring your left knee foot to the floor, and use your hand to help you cross it over to the right. Hug your left leg with your right arm. Left fingertips reach behind you. If the floor doesn't feel like a comfortable ratio away, it might feel okay to bring one of your blocks with you and set your fingertips up on a block. So you can absolutely check that out. So even though we're winding down and we're not, same thing, visibly doing a lot to move, there's a lot of energetic shifting that happens. Your inhale is completely different than your exhale here. Each time you inhale, you're creating space, right? So lift up through the crown of your head, soften through the sits bones, make space in your spine. And as you exhale, be very gentle with yourself. As you churn from the low belly, and start to really gaze over the left shoulder and twist. Inhale to lift up, beautiful, Chris. Exhale, twist. You can layer in this added hip opener using the arm to pull the leg in, the leg to push the arm away. Notice what that does to the outside of the hip area. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale. Last one. Beautiful. Unwind. Just the center. If you're taking Gomukhasana, right hand helps you to shift onto the right hip as you bend the right knee and kind of snuggle the left knee on top of the right knee. If you're taking cross-legged position, left shin in front this time, fold forward. If you're in Gomukhasana, the challenge for me is always getting the legs, the shin bones really parallel. So like they're doing the same thing. And close the eyes. Feel your breath. And start to shift into such a subtle place that you're breathing your breath, and at the same time, you're really letting your breath breathe you. Last couple breaths here. If you're folded forward, come up to sit. You can use your hands to help you. Left leg widens slowly out to the left. Right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Hands frame the left leg. Chest lifts, crown of the head lifts. From the hips, hinge forward, lead with your heart. Subtle deepening here. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to hinge from the hip so your heart keeps reaching forward. I've heard many yoga teachers wanting to rename this pose from head to knee pose to like heart to toes pose. We're gonna let the spine really round in a moment, but for now, just enjoy that lengthening. Like you could create as much space in the front body as you're creating in the back body, and you're breathing everywhere. Come back to sit. And this time, let your feet connect at the soles. Knees widen. Take a big breath in. And then this time as you exhale, let your spine round. My blocks are in this perfect position where I could use one of them in my feet to rest my forehead. Take your time getting set up so that this forward fold is really effortless on a physical level. Let your effort move towards staying present in the moment, breathing evenly in a focused way, three-dimensionally. And notice the effect that that has on your mind, this integration that we work on when we come here to practice yoga, the effect that the breath has on the body and the brain, and the effect that creating ease in the body translates to ease in the breath, ease in the mind. Whenever you're ready, whenever it's right for you, roll your way up. Bring your blocks with you as you make your way all the way onto your back. And if it's a nice option for Shavasana, you can keep the feet in that connected shape and let the knees splay open. I do invite you to take a really simple twist, just like a windshield wipe of the knees, one side to the next side before you settle down, just to get any residual tension released from the spine, released from your hips, released from your head, your neck. And move the knees to one direction, the second direction, and then set up for final rest for the shape of Shava. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Big sigh out. If you would like to do that again, you're all on mute. No one will hear you. You do it as many times as you'd like. The intention, the energetic quality of Shavasana is complete surrender. So as we move through the limbs of yoga, we start to access something very, very subtle. Last couple limbs, the disillusion of the senses, the turning inward action, and ultimately achieving some sort of bliss. And the trick with some of these limbs is you really can't force yourself into any of them. It's a matter of creating these ideal environments or situations so that they become accessible. The rigor of the practice avails, it creates more space for you to relax. Now, to me, it doesn't matter what that looks like. If you have to breathe 10 more times throughout Shavasana, take those deep breaths. If that's what's going to help you get to the place where your senses dissolve, complete turning inward, and eventually kind of transcending yourself, accessing what's completely infinite about you. This is when you achieve bliss. And start to bring yourself back. Just letting the breath deepen to start. You don't have to change anything else. And as it feels right, let the physical body come back to life. You don't have to overthink it. Just let your intuition guide the way. Whenever it's right, you can make some bigger, broader movements. Maybe send the arms overhead or hug the knees in. The journey that you make up to a seated position is totally your own. We'll meet there just to close out this practice. When you arrive in your seat, um, settle down into the sits bones, lift up through the crown of the head. This final exploration of opposites. Breathe into the space in between. Bring your hands together to touch in front of your own heart center and bow your chin to your chest to honor the work that you have done, the work that you are doing, to honor the intention that lies within that keeps you coming back time and time again to this practice. Thank you all so much. It's always a pleasure. Kitty